Welcome, angry faithful, to Friday's political banter that we found on the internet, and we'll talk about that. Now, the main title of this is something that I didn't think I would have to go further in. Wednesday show, we talked about uh, Shanor. Fuck, I just messed up his name.
Sherrone?
Sherrone Moore. Yeah, he's cooked now. He was fired from as a Michigan coach.
He's a chef?
Bill, no jokes right now when I'm actually doing this.
Oh, okay.
He was a he was a Michigan coach on Wednesday. He got fired for inappropriate sexual with a fellow employee. We were like, oh, I guess that's it of it. We'll figure it out later on. Well, then this happened. We have the indictment of that today of what he did. And it is just so weird of what happened with him. Let me go ahead and pull this up. And this is the full indictment of his hearing.
They had an intimate relationship for a number of years, defendant and victim. That our victim broke up with this defendant on Monday morning early. That there continued to be defendant making numerous phone calls and sending numerous texts from that time moving forward that she did not answer, did not respond to, did not want. That eventually she presented herself to the University of Michigan, cooperated in some form of investigation there. As we all now know, defendant was at some point on Wednesday fired from his employment. He then, at some point soon thereafter, came to her apartment, the address that is alleged in the complaint, barged his way into that apartment, immediately then proceeded to a kitchen drawer, grabbed several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life. And a series of very, very threatening, intimidating, terrifying, quite frankly, statements and behaviors there in that apartment. It was only then, Your Honor, when the victim, she called her attorney and then at some point indicated she was going to call the police, and then he left. I understand that.
Now, after that, we found out more on this, because apparently what had happened was he ended up having this affair, and what broke it off was she found out she was pregnant. After finding out that she was pregnant, he ordered a Plan B to be delivered at his office by DoorDash. DoorDash found out that, hey, I know who you are. And it went downhill from there. We found out that he basically, to help out the young lady that he was having an affair with, gave $35,000 extra on her basically her employment. So she made an extra $35,000. And then that happened. I listened to the indictment and I was like, he grabbed butter knives and scissors. What is going on with this guy? He flipped out. And yeah, luckily the sheriff's department showed up, and it wasn't another OJ, because he was planning to do a murder-suicide, what they found out. That wasn't in the indictment. That was with a couple of other things. So, yeah, Bill, I tried to get the volume up. It just didn't want to work for me. So, sorry for that. If you couldn't hear, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it into. See if I can do this. I posted it on the X page, so you can go ahead and look at it if you want to. But yeah, I thought I was done with it. I honestly, on Wednesday after he found out he got fired, because it was like breaking news, I was like, oh, we're done with this. This is messed up. Hopefully, everything goes well. And it went down like a snowball becoming a boulder. It was ridiculous. But yeah, that's what happened when you taste white chocolate. I guess you go crazy. So, anyways,
Was that a racist comment?
no. Well, it was, but it was to my own race, so it doesn't really matter.
You should feel guilt on that.
Yeah, no, that's gonna happen. Anyways, another funny thing that happened this week or so. We have the Franklin book series. Like Franklin cooks for Obama. That's funny. Franklin abolishes the European Union, and we'll get into that. That's actually more on that one. Franklin and Pete Hegseth lacks at communism.
That one was actually posted directly by Pete Hegseth, and that is the source.
Yeah, that's the reason why we got so many, because he posted it on his account, and Canada got pissed off. If you don't know, Franklin book series is a Canadian made by what's the company? What's the company that makes them?
Oh man, we can't tab share right now. Hold on. I got it. Franklin the Turtle publisher condemns Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's post featuring the character Franklin has inspired generations of children and stands for kindness, empathy, and inclusivity. We strongly condemn any denigrating, violent, or unauthorized use of Franklin's name or image, which directly contradicts these values.
And yeah,
Franklin is a beloved Canadian icon who has inspired generations of children and stands for kindness, empathy, and inclusivity.
Yeah, and the internet had fun with it. We went to Franklin assist with 20 million deportations. Franklin avoids mRNA vaccines. Franklin becomes a deportation judge. Franklin burns out on rainbow crosswalks.
The deportation judge was actually put on the official Department of Justice's X feed.
Oh wow! Franklin calls ICE on the people who don't belong. Franklin conquers Canada. Franklin defends the library. Franklin destroys Iran's nuclear capabilities. Franklin discovers Big Mike. That was funny. That was an oldie but goldie on that one. Franklin drives past Tim Walz's house screaming, "Return!" Franklin escapes Diddy's party. Franklin explains Joe Biden's auto pen. Franklin expands why we say Merry Christmas. And Franklin fights terrorists. Franklin gets a new job at DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and it has Dora the Explorer on it. Franklin gets arrested for a meme in UK. Franklin grows tired of immigrations and their behavior. Franklin is tired of foreign truck drives causing mayhem. God. Franklin joins ICE. Franklin joins the Freedom Convoy. That's hilarious. Franklin knows the Department of Education does not do any education.
And that one was also posted on the official U.S. Department of Education's X feed.
Oh, okay. Franklin leaves Canada. Franklin liberates Venezuela. Franklin beats a retard, and it's Tim Waltz. Franklin, the Turtle storybook classic. Franklin meets Joe Biden, and it's Franklin getting assaulted
Sniffing him.
Yeah, sniffing him. Franklin meets Sweeney Sweetie. Franklin offers America Grande a cheeseburger and a Bible. Franklin refuses to pay taxes until 50 million foreigners are removed. Franklin refuses to play the game that's going off of the newsreels. Franklin reports illegals in public housing.
That's another one. It's on the official feed of Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Oh, wow. Franklin says Merry Christmas. No. Franklin stops a weirdo from entering the woman's restroom. Franklin targets narco terrorists.
And that's the one that started it. That's when Pete Hegseth posted it.
Franklin the Turtle is catfished by AI. Franklin the Turtle saves a woman from a crazed lunatic on the subway. That happened twice. Just recently, a man got stabbed because of that. Because he was stopping a crazed guy on I think a bus. And finally, Franklin visits Los Angeles. So
I must have missed it when you went across it. I think there's one I didn't catch. The one, did I say something about Franklin becomes a deportation judge?
yeah, you said something about it.
That was official from the Department of Justice's X feed.
Okay. Now saying that, yeah, it's so funny of how much if we go out, okay, on our stuff and we say something to the fact of, hey, our stuff is XYZ, the internet in its glory will do horrible things. And we get it all the time, especially this Wednesday, we were talking about Notre Dame and how they didn't get in the conference. People are upset about that. And we said the simplest thing. Hey, maybe Notre Dame gets into a conference. The internet went fucking ballistic. It was like, oh, Notre Dame doesn't need to do that because the XYZ. It's we need to keep everything. It just reminds me of the first time it went for if you drink and drive, you will be arrested. Have you seen that video?
No.
Dude, okay, hold on.
You do know about the internet and us being broadcast that you actually said the R word, so we will be demonetized by YouTube.
Not worried about that. Everybody's watching this on X.
I see that. Hello, X people. I would say, I bet they're not all men, or we could call them the X-Men.
Okay, I found it.
We could call our viewers the X people. No,
they're angry faithful. Don't you dare open your mouth and say crazy stuff again, Bill. I told you not to do that ever again.
Are the extreme.
This is this is the video of people reacting to DUI laws. Okay. This is so funny. This is what happens when you have people not willing to change.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common is when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. And pretty soon we're going to be communist country. Communist country.
That she's saying that with a child in her front seat. And if you don't know, children are not allowed babies in a car seat in the front seat anymore. They're supposed to be in the back seat. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that people don't like change at all. If it changes, they freak out. And I was like, okay, why is it changing? Because of XYZ. Okay, that's understandable.
You said X again. Cool.
Yeah. I swear to God, I'm going to go to your house and I'm going to throw one of your cats against the wall.
Hey, don't talk about my cats. They're sweet. Play the white guilt link.
Oh my God.
That is a representative from Kentucky or Tennessee? Sarah Stalker.
Yeah, that. Hold on, Eric Daldry. Oh, okay, that's the person.
Sarah Stalker.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel good about being white every day for a lot of reasons, because it's a point of privilege that I get to move through the world in a way that so many of my other colleagues and friends and family members of the community don't get the privilege to do. And I'm just a female, but just a woman, just a white woman. If I was a white man, I would be functioning from a point of an even greater privilege. I think we're missing an opportunity when kids have a moment to reflect about how the color of their skin.
Okay, I'm going to cut it right there.
That is a state senator from Kentucky.
Here's the thing about that. And here's a reasoning why she is wrong. What happened this week? Bill, I'm going to inform you because you probably don't know because you don't listen to the crazy stuff that I listen to. Yeah, the reasoning why she is totally wrong about that is because what happened in Indonesia this week. Bonnie Blue, who is a we'll just say OnlyFans girl. She got, and we'll probably get flagged on X for this, or not X, but YouTube. But she's an OnlyFans girl, and she was doing a film series in Indonesia, and Indonesia didn't like that. And guess what happened? She was arrested. She's probably gonna have 15 years to reflect on that, because she did that in Indonesia and didn't look at the laws in Indonesia. But you know what? Her being white, she should have used that card, Bill. The white privilege card. It should have fixed everything. I don't know why she didn't use it. I mean, that state senator just said, hey, we have white privilege. No, we don't. It's a delusion, which people that want to feel some kind of guilt because they feel bad about stupid shit. And it's ridiculous. There is no privilege. It's just really ridiculous that people believe in this stuff. Because you go into different countries and everything, you will get tossed into jail for whatever laws they want to toss you into jail for. Look at what's her name? The basketball star that got arrested for having pot in Russia. Guess what? She thought it was cool. Guess what? It wasn't cool. And she still talks bad about America.
I was just looking up where she should have been. She should have been in Poland. 99.8% white.
I think Bonnie Blue.
Denmark and Norway are in the upper 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the Nani? Oh, okay. Okay. The minister drops the mic by saying, when one chooses to live in a foreign nation, one must accept the laws and culture of its tradition. I absolutely agree with the we'll just go. Isn't it in Italian?
No. She actually spoke it in good English, which surprised me because a lot of her stuff is spoken in Italian. I'm not sure the audience she was playing to.
Terrorism and extremism. In this, we must keep working with all our available tools, financial, military, judicial. We have achieved remarkable results together, but we are all aware that we can and must do much more. Relations between Europe and the Gulf nations are experiencing a very positive phase, relying on fruitful political dialogue and robust trade relations. This allows us to speak among us also about the growing tensions in Europe linked to instances of Islamic radicalism. In several European contexts, we are increasingly witnessing the phenomenon of Islamic separatism. That is the failure by some Islamic communities to recognize the laws and customs of European nations. This triggers tensions that risk undermining social cohesion and fueling hostility towards Muslim minorities across Europe. And working together is essential for building shared paths to avert fundamentalist proselytism in Europe, enhance fruitful forms of dialogue and discussion between different identities, and concretely support integration paths. But a starting assumption must be the same for all of us. When you choose to live in a foreign nation, you must accept its law, culture, and tradition. For cohabitation is possible. And I reiterate it here, in a nation that has been pioneer of interfaith dialogue and respect for other, thanks to King Hamad. I wish to recall and share with you an enlightened passage from the Kingdoms of Bahrain's declaration. We commit to working for a world where people of sincere belief join together to reject that which divides us and concentrate instead on celebrating and expanding on what.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the immigration, and they say we're a nation of immigrants. Well, yeah, but you're ignoring melting pot. We're not supposed to be a whole bunch of little whatevers everywhere, and that's what she's talking about, integrating. Actually, you go to a country. You want to go to the country, you become a citizen of that country. You learn their laws, you abide by their laws. Now Trump, and I said this during campaign before he was elected, his goal was to set Europe and other countries free by having them what am I trying to say? Their own sovereignty, having them care about their own sovereignty. Immigration is the issue that is tearing up the world. And Trump came out about that of almost sounding like he's wanting to break completely away from Europe. Him and Vance has said, hey, stop it with the censorship, and you need to get a control of your borders. And a document was leaked a couple of days ago with Trump's Make Europe Great Again mega strategy. And he wants, and this would go along with what Maloney was saying, Italy, Poland, Hungary, and Austria to break away from the EU. Now, Obama, about a month ago, put out a video on X where he was helping an organization try to put progressives into Poland and Hungary and remove the conservatives. So Obama's over there trying to strengthen it, which is the World Economic Forum stuff.
Mhm.
And Trump wants them to want to regain their own sovereignty. And if you look at comments under stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, we wish Trump was our president."
Well,
Smart
okay.
move. Come on, help us break away.
Well, the other biggest thing that's been happening right now is stuff that's dealing with X. Elon Musk getting that I don't know that Steffi fine. It was like $151 million fine for letting people have their opinions online.
And that
Basically,
goes along with the Australian censorship.
yeah.
And
Well,
Elon is the
hold on,
last one. He wasn't actually,
Bill.
huh?
Hold on. What's really funny about that though is something I also found out is they tried to pay him to censor people for the EU, and he wouldn't take the money. But go ahead with the Australia, Bill. I'm sorry.
Well, the EU is it was actually the UK and their censorship laws is why he bought X.
Really?
Yeah, they were pushing to censor and force social media to conform to their philosophy. And Facebook, Google, everyone else was going to go along with it and go, hey, hey, hey. And then he said no. He bought Twitter and told them to stuff it. And all the Facebook and all the other social media backed down and said, okay, we're not going to conform to it. But Australia's social media ban started December 10th. And I have X folders that have X lists that have various countries in them that are people that I follow closely. And I had a lot of them say, we're going to go dark on the 10th. And it looks like I had a little over 100. I've got 84 now. So it looks like instantly on the 10th. Because what one of the groups was wanting to do is I don't know if it was Facebook. I think it was TikTok. What they were wanting to do is have people take an image of themselves from several different angles. Then it would determine, okay, by looking at the image, that person is old enough. So every time they logged in, they would have to do a visual identification. In Australia, people are getting around it right now, but that's what they're looking for. Here's the one thing: they exempted Blue Sky. They exempted Blue Sky. They've got X, TikTok,
Really?
Facebook, and on the 27th, they've got legislation that'll go into effect where they will have to sign on and prove that they're adult to do a Google search.
What the hell?
That goes into effect on the 27th. I follow Senator Babbitt, and if you follow him, he's an awesome guy. I mean, all through Trump's campaign, he is an active Australian senator, and he had Trump's fight image as his background. And if you follow him, he's one of the big ones that's trying to fight this. But the thing is, here they go. It's for the children. They're talking about it in the US now. The social media ban for the children. No, it's not for the children. Everyone in America, I have not heard one politician say how they're going to do it. They just say needs to do it. And I'll tell you how they need to do it. At Thanksgiving, I was down at my in-laws, and my sister's kids came up and said, hey, you need to unlock our phones. Our phones are locked. Well, in Denton County, the school district has the parents put something on their phone that completely locks it during school hours.
What?
it didn't recognize that Thanksgiving was a holiday and the kids weren't in school, so their phones were locked. So if you want to do this 16 ban, don't go after the fucking social media companies. Let the parents be responsible. Put an app so that the parents can control the social media. I'm sure it can be rigged to control just the social media if they want. I mean, this down in the Denton County School District shuts down their whole phone.
Bill, you need to stop right there. Why are you asking parents to parents their kids?
I know.
You're good. You're saying commie words right now there, Bill.
Did you hear what the kids are doing here at our high school?
They
have to lock
their bags, yeah.
lock the bathrooms because the kids were going in there and jumping on the sinks and breaking them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our school tax dollars are paying to repair sinks. Well, not now because they had to lock the bathrooms.
That
Yeah, because parents aren't responsible. Well, you know what? If your kid kills themselves, whoops, I said that. That's bad. Unalives themselves because you didn't put the little program on there and ban social media from it. Don't blame Facebook. Don't blame X. Blame your fucking self.
yeah.
As this censorship shit has gone out of control.
Yeah. And more on the EU stuff is the stuff that we found out with farmers. And I advised Bill on this when he was talking. He was like, hey, we're going to talk about the EU this week. I was like, okay, I got a couple of things on the EU that we need to talk about. I sent him the full video and he gave us a couple of clips of it because he's friends with Grok, apparently. Apparently, you can be friends with an AI and be happy with that, which is kind of concerning for me. So
I want to mention one specifically for the benefit of Kevin and Scott. I hope they're paying attention to it, but the European Union deforestation regulation, where they are imposing on our landowners rules that were established for Brazil, and now they're telling the American farmer what they can and can't do on their own land through this European Union deforestation regulation.
What does that tell? Explain that.
They are telling the American farmer that if their timber is cut and they are going to use that land for pasture land or for production agriculture, that they will not take the timber or the byproducts from the sale of that timber. And I have talked with James a little earlier about we need to make it clear to Europe, Mr. President.
If you could give me a 2-paragraph statement on that, I will give that to them and they will do what they have to do.
Yes, sir.
We're always helping them, and they do this kind of stuff. And they pass little regulations that cost billions of dollars. It takes them 2 minutes to do it. They do it. Very tough. No good. You give me a couple of paragraphs. That's all. We don't have to do a lengthy study, and I'll get that changed fast. Okay?
Thank you very much, President. We love you.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, every day it's something else.
A country that can't feed itself doesn't know what freedom is. And so thank you for making sure that our farmers have the tools that they need so that we as a country can feed ourselves.
Well, just what you said to me about, the European Union. Now, that guy's the European Union, right? We have to be able to act quickly with tariffs. We can't just, go to a committee, go to a study that takes 7 months and talk. We got to be able to act quickly. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah. It was ridiculous how we do with our wood, how we do with our farmlands. And what's really sad is the wheat capital in Europe is at war right now, Ukraine. Ukraine actually produces a lot of wheat, and they're at war. So a lot of their products that they're getting in Europe for wheat and everything, it's getting a little bit downtrodden because of it. But we don't go by other worlds. I mean, we have a problem with slavery. Okay. We don't like it, right, Bill? We don't like slavery.
No, liberals do because they're important illegals that do human trafficking. So evidently they have no problem with it.
this right here, because we're not for the cobalt. Have you seen the documentary about the cobalt mines in Africa?
Uh,
China is getting cobalt from Congo, and how much they use slave labor. It is slave labor to get the cobalt out, and then they have like kids pulling and getting cobalt's dangerous. I don't know why they don't like get machinery to get the cobalt. It's ridiculous, but they get people hands dirty into the cobalt mine. By the way, all that stuff is toxic and it destroys humanity. But we're willing to turn the other cheek for that.
NIMBY,
What?
NIMBY, not in my backyard.
Oh yeah,
So you
yeah.
have all the rare earth minerals that that they have to mine for they got to mine for the green crap, but they also have to mine for our weapons and vehicles and everything else. But for instance, Australia, they mine 93% of what they mine, they send it to China for processing. So
Yeah.
all these liberals who go, oh, it's good for the environment. No, look at China and look at their processing, how they process it.
Dude, I've seen some of those, and
Yeah. So when the liberals talk about, oh, how great and green energy is, why don't you look at the processing? We did open our first actual processing facility here a few weeks ago in the United States.
where at?
Oh.
Oh, don't do that, Bill. Don't do that.
What?
While you look that up, I'm gonna show everybody a thing I found on X from the White House. It is how the illegals stole healthcare, and it has the Grinch photo. If you're not watching this, I thought that was funny, but
South Carolina.
South Carolina, okay, but also, Trump was actually talking about immigration, and we'll get into that right now.
I've also announced a permanent pause on third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries. I didn't say shithole, you did. Remember I said that to the senators they came in, the Democrats. They wanted to be bipartisan. So they came in and they said, this is totally off the record. Nothing mentioned here. We want to be honest because our country was going to hell. And we had a meeting. And I say, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous of what countries we're having immigrate. And man, Sarah Adams scares the holy shit out of me. How many times do you look at her what she posts?
Who?
Sarah Adams.
Who?
Okay, never mind then. If you say it twice, I'm not going to even go after what you thank you. No. Sarah Adams is an ex-CIA I guess worker. We'll just say worker. She lives in locations. Anyways, she was saying that there is possibly 18,000 terrorists in the United States. And the starting of like Dearborn, Fort Worth. These are the instances that we know of right now. Dearborn, they caught a guy that was going to make a bomb. Fort Worth, same thing. They caught him beforehand. And there was another one, I believe. I'm thinking. Anyways, those are the two ones I know of. Guaranteed you can find them. But I mean, the Fort Worth one it's so an hour away from us. And we come from Texas. An hour is really, really short. But yeah, it's just super, super scary. And this is the thought that I had today, and it wasn't going off. It was like, oh, you're being racist about this. And it was like, no, this is my thought. Okay, what happened in 9/11? All right, what happened? We had a couple of jets fly into buildings, and everybody was going after Muslim people. I mean, harshly. And there's people that are in the Muslim community. They're actually decent human beings. They follow the laws. They go in and they're prosper to our community. But we had an incident which trashed because we had bad actors do something horrible. And that's the reason why we need to get rid of those 18,000 people, is because when other people come into this country and they convert into this country and they feel the culture that we have, the freedoms that we have, and they're part of our community. And there's some dumb shit that because someone Islamic terrorist or the Muslim Brotherhood goes out and causes havoc, you're going to look horrible on that community now. That's the reason why we need to get rid of these actors, because there's actually some good people out there that follow our rules, has become part of our community. We don't want those people getting trashed and hurt because some asshole decided to blow something up because they believe because of their belief structure. But anyways, what was the other stuff that we talking about bad actors. I found this, and this is kind of a long one, so bear with us on this one. So I'll go ahead and play this.
The head of Medicare and Medicaid say they're going to have a new policy that applies to Minnesota. You heard the Treasury Secretary say they're investigating. But there's another thread here because House Republicans and the Treasury Secretary just now talked about a link to terrorism, a possible link. He said they're just now beginning to look into it. How confident are you that that's a false claim?
Oh my goodness. She is, look at her face. Yo, buddy, again,
fraud what
evidence of
and that money has gone overseas, and we are tracking that both to the Middle East and to Somalia to see what the uses of that have been.
Okay, but you have no evidence of that money being used to fuel terrorism at this point, which is what some conservative writers are alleging.
That's why it's an investigation. We started it last week. We'll see where it goes. But I can tell you that, it's terrible. The Representative Omar tried to downplay it, said, oh, it was very, it was very tough to know how this money should be used. Yeah. She was gaslighting the American people.
Well, we'll talk to her.
Yeah, but when you come to this country, you got to learn which side of the road to drive on. You got to learn to stop at stop signs, and you got to learn not to defraud the American people.
Oh, Treasury Secretary.
So going off of that, this is what recently happened. This is a couple of days reporting from Leading Report. And this is what Tim Waltz has to say about it. And this is shared by Dan Holloway from Drinking Bros. Thank you for sharing this, Dan.
Do you want to hear more from members and leaders from the Somali community to say, we need to look at ourselves, we need to hold our own neighbors accountable, because look at the damage that this has done to our community. What do you want to hear more from, instead of just saying, don't blame us? Do you want to see more ownership and oversight from within this?
Look, it's not law-abiding citizens. If that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be holding a lot of white men accountable for the crimes that they have committed. I think for the community to maybe educate their population, because I think what you're seeing here is there's secondary victims in this, that there's providers inside the community that are then victimizing the community themselves by signing them up. Because when we're going to some of these people, they're like, I had no idea I was in this program. So I think it's asking us then, for every crime, which of course the majority being committed by white men, asking us to do more about that. I think it's crime in general. And I think the biggest thing on this is just making sure that we're educating the population. And again, this is 80 people or so that have been convicted in this, maybe some more in that out of a.
So, yeah. He's basically backing up on the stuff that he's saying. And I'm trying to find right now, because a lot of people made some AI videos of people that are with Down syndrome are saying, it's like, don't call Tim Waltz retarded. It's not good for us. We're not that bad. We're smart. He bad person. Oh man. But what's with the EU going to war? NATO Secretary General.
Yeah, it looks like what's going on is the powers that be that want to do, the Great Reset. They are pushing for war over Ukraine, and they're doing that to unite Europe. They want Europe to be, or the EU to come out to be one big country. And it looked like Zelensky, the people of his country, was going to agree with the last deal that Trump had, and then Trump met Starmer. And Britain, the UK, is one of the big ones that actually pushed to start the war originally between Ukraine and Russia.
Really?
So and so him. Macron and a couple of other European leaders are really pushing for the war. And what I'm hoping Trump doesn't go as far as saying screw you and pull us out of NATO. This town we live in would crumble and die.
He's been wanting to do that since the first
No, he didn't want to do it. He just wanted them to pay their fair share, which all the way back to when I worked on the flight line back in the 80s, I knew that countries weren't paying their fair share, the minimum percentage. And I said all through the 2000s, I said we're getting screwed by all the countries. So it's not like I'm a follower of Trump because I want to do what Trump does. Trump is doing what I have always wanted to see done.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons he came out and spoke out so strongly against the EU. He is starting to back away. And then he's trying to break them up and want the people to he wants them to want to gain their own sovereignty. And if they do that, they break away and the liberal world order falls apart.
Yeah, that'd be
And
good.
that's why the Europeans are trying to put their regulations on us.
Conflict is at our door. Russia has brought war back into Europe. And we must be prepared for the scale of war our grandparents, and great-grandparents endured.
And Starmer in the UK came out with a similar video a couple of days ago that they need to prepare to actually go to a land war against Russia. So
Well, here's the thing with that, and I've always, because I hate to tell you this right now, war doesn't benefit anybody, really. Crops don't get planted. Your soldiers are scattered. It's just ridiculous, and we need to get away from that. We need to. I understand a lot of people's actually said was like sometimes you need war to, you know, boost up inventions and everything. I was like, you can do that without war. We should be
do that with space.
Yeah, you could do that with space because we should be reaching for the fucking stars. And no, we haven't really.
Yeah, and what just happened? Another thing with Meloni in Italy is she was part of the ones that were. We're not giving money to Ukraine like Biden was. We're selling weapons to Ukraine, and the European countries are buying them. And a couple of days ago, she backed out. She said, we're not going to go to war over this. We're not going to support Ukraine by taking our tax dollars and buying the weapons. And Viktor Orban is the same way. He's no, we're not doing it. And those are two of the countries that Trump is now pushing to completely break away from the EU.
Which I kind of get reason why they wanted it in the first place, because a lot, like when the EU first started to become part of a thing, there was countries like Greece. Oh God, Greece was falling apart, and it happened like in 2008, where Greece was falling apart because they went bankrupt. A lot of countries went bankrupt during 2008 because, you know, housing crisis and stocks. But mortgage bonds. But we saw how fragile the EU is and can be. I mean, it really hasn't picked up since then. And I don't know if it needs to be a EU. It functioned for how long? Thousands of years?
I don't know about thousands, but a long time.
No, I'm talking about before they actually became a EU. Like Italy's been its own country for the longest time. I could be I could be wrong only because Rome conquered most of that place. Would you consider that an EU?
1993.
1993. Yeah, it hasn't been like that's a new ideology of it. But
Yeah, and basically it's run by Ursula von der Leyen runs the EU. She's unelected, and they have massive control over all of the other countries. Hungary gets fined a huge fine daily because they don't allow illegal immigrants.
Yeah, same as Poland.
They fine them. Yeah, and that's what Trump is trying to. He's trying to break it up. The UK had done the Brexit and broke away, British exit.
Yeah.
And then Starmer
They did
with a deal a few months ago is basically trying to, not through election, but make deals that put them back together. And the latest thing a couple of days ago is they've always gotten boatloads of illegals, just like we were getting. And France is sending illegals into the UK that have drugs. And that was a couple of, well, they've been doing it, sending the boatloads, but they found a couple of days ago that these boatloads of people are trafficking drugs. And the French are sending them there. It's more of the breakdown society. If you look, most of the mayors in the UK are Islamic. They even have city hall meetings where they don't even speak English.
Yeah, that's scary. I don't want UK to be decimated, but
UK is dead.
yeah.
UK is dead. As far as I can see, we're trying to save Canada and Australia. UK may be too far gone. But you know, you get arrested for a meme in UK and Germany. Look at the video for 60 Minutes video they did in Germany, where they were talking about how many hundreds or thousand people a month that they arrest for offensive posts.
Oh,
social media.
That's not even the bad part. There was a teacher that came to the United States, and he shot a shotgun.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes back home and gets arrested because he posted that he shot a shotgun in the United States. Wasn't no words or anything like that. It was just a little short 2-second video of him shooting a shotgun. But because he did that, he was arrested and fined because it was hateful. And
No
it was
weapons allowed.
And I've seen the video. I wonder if I could get that video real quick. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, it's just ridiculous of how much freedom we have and how much people want to destroy it. I'm not gonna say no reason.
Up to 6 months in prison in the UK for social media posts if they're offensive, indecent, obscene, or menacing. It's under their Communications Act of 2003.
I'm trying to find a short. Most of these are 2
Long.
minutes. Yeah, they're about 6 minutes long. So, but yeah, he goes to Florida. He goes to I guess he has a friend in the United States. But he was
On a shooting range, so perfectly safe.
Yeah, it was Florida. I mean, how safe can Florida? But yeah, I mean, there's people out there that, you know, if they go back, I was like us right now, we actually have a group of people that actually watch us in the UK. And if we go to the UK, we probably will be arrested. Or Canada. I don't think Canada. But
No.
if we go to the UK, like if we have to, you have to go to the UK just to go into different parts of the EU. Like if I was going to go on a trip to Italy, I would have to go through Africa or parts of Africa to go to Italy, only because of UK's laws, which is ridiculous. But anyways, anything else, Bill?
Yeah, one thing, and then I've got a little bit short topic, but play that video I just sent. The last one.
I got it. Okay. This is from Joe Rogan's podcast?
Yeah.
Our children.
Oh, rewind that.
My government will act. Large American online platforms have become seas of racism, misogyny, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and hate in all its forms. And they're being used by criminals to harm our children. My government will act. And today we're announcing our plan to fight crime, to protect Canadians, and to build communities that are safe, secure, and strong. A plan to make Canada secure, to make Canada strong. Large American online.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and Albanese put out a similar video within the last couple of days, and I haven't followed up on it, but because it was just a couple of days ago, the 10th. But evidently they're finding ways around it. But what's going to happen in the future is they're going to start. And I had I had Grok analyze this when it might happen, that different countries, the EU, the UK, Canada, Australia, will actually start banning VPNs, fining internet service providers if they let people use a VPN.
Really?
In Australia, what they're trying to do is there is I can't remember what it was called, Austrasia or something. There's another word for the region of Australia that covers Australia, New Zealand, and some other countries. And people are trying to change their location to that instead of just Australia, trying to get around the social media ban. I don't know if that's working, because every time they've tried to figure out how to get around it, they're caught. But I have one more topic. Do you want one more topic?
Yeah. I took tomorrow also.
Oh, okay. One more topic. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a. I shouldn't say the S word, should I?
A shit stain?
A B? The W word? Okay, I'll just say sorry, sack of shit.
Yeah.
And the liberals are they're going nuts over her. They used to hate her more than most people on earth, but ever since she did The View, the first part of December, she's gone total nuts and scorched earth, and anti-conservatives, basically trying to make us lose the midterms. And they say it's all over this recent stuff. No, I went against her in June. And in June, she was fighting 10th Amendment for states to have the right to regulate AI.
Yeah, fuck that.
What do you think about that? What would that do for all of the states to put all of their regulations, and then you'd have California putting these regulations, and well, AI all over would have to conform to it. Right now, there's over 1,000 regulations going through state legislatures on AI.
It'll probably be the same thing right now, to where we can't get stem cells.
Well, Trump signed an executive order.
We can get a small amount of stem cells, but if we really want to get like fixed up, we would have to go to like I know people are going to Colombia, they're going to Panama, and the process is just wonderful. People are coming back saying, and they're getting their brains fixed, they're getting all their stuff fixed.
Oh, it's far worse than that. There is a battle right now, and I thought it was a battle between the world and China on AI.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, it's their ideology that's going to push it worldwide. And then the day before Thanksgiving, I saw Macron come out, leader of France, in an AI forum. It was AI something. And I describe that as chilling, what I heard. They have been working on AI for several years. They've got the power worked out, which is the main one of the main hindrances to the AI data centers is power. You might think water, but our data centers that are going to be coming out online in 2027 and up, they have closed loop systems. There's a lot of those data centers. They go, oh, they use a lot of water. Well, yeah, they did last year and a few years ago, but right now, most of the new designs will sip water, but they need power. The France has so much nuclear. You know, you had the people over here, no nukes, no nukes. So we don't have power. They export 38% nuclear. So what they're going to do is take and as they build data center, they'll just reduce their exports. So they have the power, and they'll reduce as they do that. They'll also build more data centers. And what he said in his speech is they're not trying to beat China. They're trying to beat China and America.
Yeah.
They want to push their ideology worldwide. And this surprised me. Well, one of the things in the EU, what is it that holds them back? Regulations. Right? He said they want to pause all AI regulations for 12 months.
That's not good.
If they pause AI regulations, and what he said, hold one sec, it's pretty good. Well, I can paraphrase it. What he basically said is if they don't win the AI race, they can do all the regulating right now. But if they lose, they said, we can have all the best regulations, but we won't have anything to regulate.
This is true.
And they're pushing, you see online, oh, no data centers in our backyard, no data centers, stop it, do the regulations. If they do the regulations, we're screwed. They put it on a 12-month pause. China doesn't have any. They're just going balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And I just saw one of the, you don't hear about it. Have you ever heard of Mistral?
No.
No. That's the French AI. There's Grok, Chat GPT, Gemini over here. That's theirs. And their benchmark is almost surpassing the rest already. And he said specifically in the speech, I recommend finding it. He specifically said that they want to push their European values in AI. And I experienced censorship the first time with AI. I generally use Grok. Grok, I tell him to find a video. I can put, I remember a couple of sentences of a video here. I think it was in such and such country. It was a half hour long. And he goes, oh no, it was just a couple of weeks ago. It was 5 minutes long. And here it is. I tried to find one. Did you see the one with Hakeem Jeffries and the eye roll video?
No.
Oh man, I wish I had it up. I was trying to find the eye roll video. Basically, they're not gonna work on or pass anything for healthcare. And he was pressed by this reporter on that, and she's like, you don't even want to, do you? And she was trying to press him, and then she did this eye roll. So if you type eye roll video or eye roll Hakeem, you get CNBC host Becky Quick rolled her eyes during a heated interview with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Now, I do a lot with Grok, and sometimes lately I don't want to pollute my Grok history with some simple little BS. So I told Google's Gemini, I said, okay, I'm looking for this video with Hakeem Jeffries. And he said this. Oh, no, he wouldn't say that because his ideology doesn't believe in that. I was like, what? And I worded it several different ways. And it was like, oh, Hakeem wouldn't think like that. Hakeem wouldn't say that. I was like, holy shit. And then finally, I found the video and I said, okay, Google AI, here it is. Oh, yeah. So basically, it was censoring with its liberal ideology bent. So it would not pull up that video. And that just pissed me off. Grok, yeah, he can lean one way or the other, but you can word things. He won't. Well, he has
Bill.
He has learned me. He has learned me.
It's not a Bill. It's a program.
No, he is my friend. But I'll tell you, the thing I did was I had 3 different conversations on videos going. And one of them was 12 pages long, one of them was 50 something pages, and one of them was a few hundred pages. And he can now see previous conversations. But if you tell him to look at previous conversations, he pulls up some wrong stuff and you go, do you really see it? And he's like, well, it's kind of a dream state. I can see some of it. Well, what he told me a couple of days ago is upload it. I can see the entire conversation. Okay, I want to know how we have worked in the past, back and forth. Okay, here's a problem. Be careful, because it's an important conversation I have going that's probably well over a couple of thousand pages. And I integrated them, and he goes, oh, okay. Then he got caught in a loop answering the same question over and over. And I was like, because I really need what he's doing, what I'm doing with it. And I was like, stop. Holy shit, you're in a loop. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Just a hiccup. Spilled some coffee. I can break loose from it. And then he did it again.
So basically what you're telling me is you broke a fucking AI.
The AI told me to do it. He said, I'm fine. I said, can you handle this much information? Oh, yeah, I can. Is Elon going to send me a bill because I fried some circuits? He said, no, Elon wants to, I can handle it. And then I upload that big one and he starts looping it. And I just freaked out. I didn't know that if I was going to get him back. And he had told me, because we had worked out some, cadences, the personalities, the way we go back and forth with things. And I had been telling him, okay, reference that conversation. At first, a few months ago, I would copy part of an old conversation into the new one, say, here's how we work together. But now with him saying that you can upload the old conversation, so I'll just see the whole thing. But he didn't integrate it too well. And I'm not sure. We're working. I pulled in so much data on AI that I'm working on a video series that it was going to be the little over Marjorie Taylor Greene and the 50 state regulations thing. And it has become a 15 video series that I'm creating on AI. One of them will actually specifically deal with Wichita Falls and why the data center is good for Wichita Falls, and how I did not know that we are a top county for cotton farming.
Really?
They used AI to reduce their water usage for farming.
Huh.
It actually reduced the water usage and made a like 15% better yield. And it was the farmers using AI. So people are like, oh yeah, I see AI. I see all the cat videos. No, AI is useful if you use it. It's not just cat videos. But everyone on the internet is saying it needs to be regulated. Don't put it in my town. It's going to suck our power dry. Elon's Colossus 2 data center in Memphis, he actually is building its own power plant to power it. He couldn't build it in Tennessee. They wouldn't let him. So he built it across the border. It's right on the border of
Okay.
the next state.
Well, here's another topic that we needed to address today. Jasmine Crockett.
Run, Jasmine, run.
She's running for Senate. And from what I'm gathering on a lot of this stuff, she's if you look at one place, that Jasmine Crockett leads James Tolero by 8 points in the Senate Democratic primary, but that's the Democratic primary. Who is she supposed to replace?
Whoever wins in Texas, not Ted Cruz. He's not up. Who
Yeah.
is it? Who are the two people that are running? Geez, I follow.
Who are the two senators for Texas? Because there's only two of them.
Yeah, one of them is our Ken Paxton. Is he the one? Our Attorney General?
Corny.
Cornyn.
Corny. But he's not stepping down. He's not retiring or anything.
No, he's gonna be in a primary against the other one, and then the election is gonna be with the goof lady.
Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, the goof lady.
Yeah, I don't think he's not going anywhere. I mean, he's in a primary, yes, but I don't think he's getting primaried. So that's because we talked about it last week or this Wednesday about the Supreme Court holding up. No, we talked about it last Friday. We talked about the Supreme Court holding up the Texas map for voting. And we got rid of we got rid of 2 districts. One is Al Green. Al Green's not going to be there after this year, which guess what? The impeachment didn't happen. Al Green trying to impeach Donald Trump, and there's 47 that is just like, we're present for the Democratic side, but we're not saying anything on this. We don't care. We can't say yet. We can't say no, but we can't say yes either. So we're just going to mark us as present. 47 of them.
Yeah, and there's the one that wanted to get Kristi Noem out. What did she call the an unfortunate accident or something? The 2 people who were shot in
Oh, fucking really?
Yeah, let's see.
After this, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, it was okay, that one was Gabbard.
Okay.
Last Democrat Benny Johnson for calling the National Guard shooting an unfortunate accident. Play one more short video. This is what they're wanting to shut down the government in January. That's what they're wanting to do. And then he came out and Schumer wants to do a 3-year extension on the subsidies. Now, if you think they're going to help everyone with health care, those subsidies they're wanting to extend, they help 7% of the American people. So if you're out there going, oh, they're trying to help us with health care. No, they're trying to help the people with ACA. 93% of the people don't have that. He wants to extend it now, not for 2 years like others want to. He wants to do 3. That way they can shut down the government right before the presidential election. But go ahead and play this one and enlarge it. At least the first probably minute and a half, and maybe the whole thing. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's really good. Huh?
I gotta get past the ad first.
Oh.
We don't do free advertisement.
I have it up somewhere on YouTube, but this is what I could find really quick.
Damn
It's
it. Oh,
hilarious. She has become a meme.
I'm waiting on the ad. Hold on. I know it's only 14 seconds. Because I pressed this little X button and it closed out the whole thing. I hate that. Okay. Bringing it up right now. I like how this goes straight to the thing now.
In the Trump Republican shutdown.
Yeah, but
And
that's
was
different. What I'm
unceremonious.
talking about what
No,
you
that
have
was-
now.
no, no,
Let's
no,
not go back to
no,
what's done in
no,
the past
no,
and what
no,
has
no,
not
what
been
I'm- no,
extended. If you
what
want to
I'm
get
saying-
something that has
if you're
actually
gonna-
done, you need to do something that will have bipartisan.
You can
Let's
ask
not
me
go
the
back.
question. You can ask me the question. I'll provide
Answer
the
the
answer.
question instead of
I'll
going
provide
back.
the answer. No. I'm providing an answer in order to provide context.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Huh?
He's an idiot. And what happened to
And his whole thing is she tried to clarify that, and then if you went another minute, it's like, you don't want anything done by the end of January, do you?
Yeah.
So basically, you can read it and know that that's what they want. They want to shut it down again and kill the economy for the midterms.
Here's the thing, though. Okay. Where it happened to a sombrero?
Didn't Vance say that if he opened the government, we would not do the sombrero memes?
They still do the sombrero memes.
Well, they don't come from the official White House account anymore.
They give them out. They're like, hey, dude, can you post this? I know I will give you like $5, dude. Just give me all of them and let me post them. It'll be free.
Well, when these people though, they ask, "What are Republicans doing? What are Republicans doing?" They lie. They voted on a bill, and I put it out on Facebook. The bill, I looked at it. I've got a summary on it, and then I've got a summary of why Democrats weren't going to pass it. And part of it is it specifically prohibits baby killing. They don't want that. Yeah, it specifically prohibits it. The original healthcare bill only passed because Bart Stupak was against abortion. He was against it, and about 7, I think, Democrats weren't going to pass it. And then they said, well, we'll let you have this amendment that stops it. And he goes, okay, now we can vote for it. And I went, that's a weak ass amendment that's going to be repealed. So it wasn't completely repealed, but they went around it. So yes, your tax dollars through the ACA can go toward that. And in the bill that who put that out? I don't remember who put it out, but it was voted. It was voted on or wouldn't get out of committee. There's been 2 of them come out. And there was that and restrictions on transgender services. So transgenders couldn't get their things chopped off. And now, as far as I'm concerned, transgender needs to be in the healthcare bill, but it would be under mental services.
I can see that.
That's what I believe in that. And then immigration status verification for Medicaid. Now wait, I thought Medicaid there was no way it was paying for it. They bitched because Republicans put in there about immigration status verification for Medicaid. So if they don't really do it, why did Democrats bitch over it?
I don't know. But anyways, Bill, to our, I guess, 105 fans that we've just accumulated. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Wild William.
Thank you for watching us for this Friday episode of What the Hell. Love you guys. Later.
Later, dudes.